Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to take you with me as I meal plan and grocery shop for the month and show you how I stick to a budget, use what I already have, and limit our eating out. So to start, I plan out my month. I list all of the days of the month, and then after talking with my husband, we figure if we have any birthdays coming up, any holidays, anything like that. So this is actually a really good month to do this because it shows you some of the events that we do have and how I work around that. So the 4th we have Easter, and we're going to be going to my in-laws for that, but I am bringing a dessert and a side dish, so I had to plan for that. My husband wanted to do carry out tonight, so I planned for that. And later on this month, we have my father-in-law's birthday, and we usually go over there and we do a carry out, so I also added that in. Now lately, because of the warm weather and getting kind of like a spring fever, I have been feeling burnt out on cooking so often. So this month I did decide to give myself a designated pizza night. We use frozen pizzas. We don't order out. It saves us money, saves us time. So I added that in there as well. And I also leave one night for leftovers. Now I put it here, but it doesn't necessarily mean that night is going to be leftovers. It may be a different night during the week when I see that we have a lot of leftovers for the week, so I may just utilize it on a different day or a different week. All of this is movable, so once I make this list and have everything finished, I then type it into my computer. I already have a layout that I've made, and it looks like this. So this is my April monthly meal plan, and this is, like I said, it's all movable. Now last night we did have this. It was the 1st of April. I already had all of this on hand. I haven't done my grocery shop yet. And I do highly recommend to do your big grocery shop on a night that you can do a carry out, that you have that planned, or on a frozen pizza night, something like that, because after grocery shopping for 3 or 4 hours, I think the last thing that anybody wants to do is come home and make a big meal for their family. So it's nice that we're doing carry out tonight, so then I don't have to worry about it. But once I do this, then I make my huge list of things that I need. Now this will be for the whole month, but I list every single thing, and now I'm going to shop from my pantry and my dry pantry downstairs and my deep freezer. So I will take you and show you how I do that. One thing that I think we tend to forget about is seasonings. So I always make sure that I come through and I check all of my seasonings to make sure that I'm not running low, because in my personal experience, I know that if I have to go to the grocery store for a seasoning, I'm probably leaving the grocery store with $20 worth of things that I didn't need. So making sure that I have literally everything that I need prevents me from impulse spending. So I'm going to go through right now and refill, because I have big bottles of all of this. So I'm going to go through and refill and check my stock on seasonings and write down any that I'm running low on. Another thing that I'm going to be checking for is any produce that I have to use up, so that I'm not buying fresh, and then that would get bad waiting to use up my old stuff. So I always look through here to see what I have. A lot of it I will cut up and freeze for soups and stews. Green peppers freeze really wonderfully. Celery freezes really great, but carrots last forever, so those I don't really have to buy as often. We're pretty much completely out of fruit. I don't have to buy yogurts for my husband, so I just check all of my stuff and make sure I check my condiments and just really take stock of what I have in the fridge and see if there's anything that I can mark off my list. Okay, so the next place that I check is my downstairs pantry. This is the setup that we have in our laundry room. This is where I put a lot of my stock, a lot of the stuff that you've seen me get from Costco in my last haul. And then we also have the deep freezer. So I bring my list down here with me and I shop my pantry. So I will go through and see what I have and check off what now I don't need from my list. So this is everything that we have in stock. I promise we were not the toilet paper people last year. We only have one. But yeah, so I will go through, I will check off what I have and make a note of what I need. Okay, so now that I have checked off everything that I had in my pantry that was on my list, and I made adjustments, and I'll show you so far, these are the things that I've crossed off that I don't need. I am going to go in my deep freezer. It's kind of a mess. I promise there is some organization down here somewhere. So I'm going to go through here and cross off the things that I don't need from here now. And another place that I check is this cupboard with my cooking oils and vinegars and coffee, just to make sure I'm not low on anything. I do keep some of my stock in here, so I'm going to go through here, make sure I'm not low, and make a note of anything that I may need or cross off things that I don't need. So down here is all my cooking stuff, up here is baking, and further up is more baking. And finally, the last place that I look is my very tiny pantry, which is why I have such a large pantry in the basement, because this does not really allow much room for anything. So I kind of just keep here what I need for like the next week or two as far as meals, and I'll shop my pantry and bring it up here. So I kind of have like my own little mini grocery store downstairs, I guess you could say. So this is what I will look through now and see if there's anything left that I could check off of my list. Okay, so I'm getting ready to leave here in a minute. So now that I have crossed off everything on my list that I don't need or that I already have on hand, I have now turned that into this. So this is going to be what I take with me to the grocery store. So we're gonna go ahead and get ready to go. Okay, so looking back at some of the footage that I filmed today, I realized that I was not extremely clear on how I meal plan for the month. So what I do is, and it's taken me a while to get this all together, is my husband and I sat down and we made a huge list of all of the meals that our family loves, like all of the meals that we actually eat. So remember, and I've talked about it before, you have to separate your true self from your fantasy self. So while we would all love to be eating, Parmesan crusted salmon with a fancy salad and all of that, if that's what you eat every night, that's amazing, and yes, keep doing that. But if it's not, and you guys are like us and you have spaghetti and you have cheeseburgers, or you have whatever, but if that's what you truly eat, then plan for that and spend your money on that, because I am so guilty of going on Pinterest and finding all of these wonderful meals and buying all the ingredients, and they're so expensive, and then not liking them, not cooking it, not having the time to cook it. My kids didn't like it. So I really had to get real with myself and with my family and what we eat and what we like. But I do make allowances for that fantasy self. So maybe like once or twice a month, I will go through Pinterest and find a meal that I really wanted to try. And you'll see that on my meal plan this month. I really wanted to try and make a vegetarian lasagna from scratch. And so I planned it. Now that's the only meal like that I had planned. And I will either have it on the night that I have it listed, or if I'm like, you know what, I have some extra time today, I'm gonna do it today. So that's the great thing about having my whole month planned, is that it doesn't have to necessarily be the days that I have that meal on there. It doesn't have to be for that day. It can be any day of the whole month, but I know that I already have the ingredients for all of it. The caveat to that is on my grocery list, and I don't know if I talked about this in my other grocery haul or not, but you will see in my produce that I have like some gaps here. So I do a fresh produce haul like once every week and a half, every 2 weeks. It depends on how long things last in my house. So I've separated it into when I need to go and grab some more produce. So this is the only produce that I'm getting today, and probably in about a week and a half I'll go grab this, and then in about a week and a half I'll go and grab this. So I have it separated, and I also have a couple of things listed too, like things that I think wouldn't make it to this time. I think I have like sliced mozzarella. I don't want to have a pack of that sitting in my fridge for a month. Eggs and sliced roast beef for the French dip sandwiches that I'm making. So there are a couple of meals that are going to have to wait until the end of the month when I do go and pick up that specific produce, but it really is not very strict. It's able to kind of move around and work with my family, which is exactly what you need when you have kids, when you work. Yeah, my husband works from home, but I am a homeschool mom, and I constantly have things going on around my house. And the one thing that has also saved my butt too is the other part of my meal plan, which is I meal plan our breakfasts and lunches. So it's never like, what am I gonna make for breakfast? What am I gonna make for lunch? My kids know exactly what we're having on what day, and it's just it's cyclical of the things that they really enjoy. So things like chicken tenders or chicken nuggets, homemade Lunchables. So we'll either do like a lunch meat and cheese Lunchable, or they actually really like the nacho Lunchables. So I will buy cheese dip and salsa and tortilla chips, and they'll have that for lunch with a fruit and a vegetable. A box of macaroni and cheese, and I add vegetables in it to make myself feel less guilty about it, but you don't have to. It's macaroni and cheese once a week. It's not a big deal. But I throw veggies in it because my kids like veggies, and I'm always looking for a reason to give them more veggies. They do have a leftovers scheduled, so if I'm not eating the leftovers for lunch, my husband isn't eating leftovers for lunch, my kids will. And then if we don't have any leftovers, then I will probably just make them buttered noodles, or they can have another option of what's already listed. I also at the bottom have alternative lunch ideas, so I usually always have this stuff on hand too. I have naan bread frozen at all times, so I can make like naan pizzas, pasta with marinara and hummus. That's like one of their favorite dishes, and it's so easy. You just boil some noodles, throw in some jarred marinara sauce, throw in a couple of spoonfuls of hummus, and mix it up, and they love it. So that is a really quick go-to in my house. So if we don't have any leftovers, that's usually something I gravitate towards and make for them really quickly. And then I also have snacks too. So I have a snack drawer in my house, and my kids get 2 snacks a day. So a lot of the questions that I get about how do you make your food last, my kids would go through that in a week, because I am a member of some groups where we talk about meal plans and things like that. And a lot of the times that I've showed my haul videos, you know, moms will be like, oh, my kids would blow through that in a week or two, and you know, that's really great, but it wouldn't last my family, and that's okay. Every family is different. This is just to lay the groundwork for you to get some sort of ideas. Now, I will say how I make food last in my house is my kids are only allowed 2 snacks a day. That's it. My kids have very hearty breakfast, lunches, and dinners, so I know that they're not starving. If they're wanting to eat more than that, I know it's because they're bored, and I send them outside, or a lot of times too, it's because they're not drinking enough water. So we drink some water, and then if they're still hungry, then they can have a snack. I don't limit fruits and vegetables if they keep asking for snacks, so you can have a fruit or you can have a vegetable. But true snacks out of our snack drawer, that's twice a day, and that's it. So they're not blowing through my snacks that I've gotten for them as often as they would. had they been given free reign of the snack drawer. So the kids also get, so that this is not as strict for them, they do get on the weekends, if you'll see here on Saturday, it does say cereal. I know it's hard to see, but it does say cereal or kids choice. My kids don't really like cereal, which is kind of a blessing and a curse, because it requires me to make breakfast instead of just giving them a bowl of cereal and being about my merry way. So on that Saturday, they get to choose what they want for breakfast out of all of the options that we have, and it's usually pancakes. They love pancakes, which is why I grabbed the frozen pancakes. I've found a frozen brand that has very limited ingredients, and it's all the ingredients that would be in there if I were to make them from scratch anyways, so I do not feel bad at all buying frozen pancakes. But so yes, they get a choice on a breakfast for the weekend, and they also get a choice on Sunday of what they want for lunch. So they love those days, and it makes the rest of the week seem less strict. And it also works the same way that it does with our dinner meals. If Tuesday comes up and it's homemade Lunchable day and they would rather have a PB&J, we'll just switch it. Okay, you want a PB&J today? That's totally fine. And then we'll just do the homemade Lunchable tomorrow. They know how that works. Even my 3-year-old, he knows what we're having for breakfast in the morning, or he knows what's on the, like, he's gotten into that routine. And my kids just thrive from routine. And I am thriving from it, because I'm not constantly like, oh God, what are we gonna make tomorrow? What's for lunch? What are we doing? It just takes so much guesswork out of my day that I can just go on autopilot and just go, and my day just runs so much more smoothly. If I have appointments and my husband is there, he can sometimes struggle with, oh, what am I gonna feed them? He just looks at this and he knows. So, and it really helps, like if my in-laws are watching them or whatever, everything is already done and planned. You just look at this and it's wonderful. So I wanted to kind of touch base and let you guys know how I meal plan. And I will tell you too, for dinners, when we made that list of all of the dinners that we loved, I went on Pinterest and I looked online and found recipes for things that we really loved. And now I have one Pinterest board called Family Meals, and I go to that board and we look through and we get our recipes from there, because I don't know about you, but I was getting really overwhelmed with Pinterest, because I would have all of these meals that I had pinned and I'm scrolling through desserts and lunch, everything was all mixed together. So I went through, and it took a little bit of time, but I separated the meals that we liked and I put them in one board so that they're all there and I don't get overwhelmed by everything else that I pinned. So I will add a screenshot or picture or scroll through over here of my Pinterest board. It's called Family Meals. If you guys are interested and you want access to that, I can link my Pinterest down below, and you'll just look for the board Family Meals and you'll see the recipes that I use and our go-to meals as a family. So I have my Starbucks. I gift this to myself every month that I do my grocery haul, because I am out on the road for probably about 3 hours. And even though any financial guru will probably say differently, Starbucks is not the bad guy when it comes to your budget, okay? Unless you're drinking Starbucks every day and it is eating away at your budget, it's not the bad guy. Temptation is. I have a budget and I do just fine, and if I spent my whole spending money on Starbucks, then that's what I did. But I love me some Starbucks. I got that. I'm ready to go. I did bring some snacks with me, because going grocery shopping when you're hungry is the absolute worst, and I am so guilty of impulse buying when I am starving. So I'm at Aldi right now. I'm getting ready to go in the store, and I will take you with me and show you some of the things that I get. Okay, so here's my produce so far. One of the things I'm not a big fan of with Aldi is they don't have a huge variety of produce, so I do have to grab some of it from Meijer near me because they do have a bigger variety of organic produce. So you'll see that when we go to Meijer. Okay, so here is my cart. Let me know what you guys think I spent, and I will tell you after I leave. And this is all the things that I was able to get too. Okay, so you guys tell me down below what you think I spent. Okay, so I'm out of Aldi. If you left what you think I spent down in the comments, here's my receipt. And there is my total, $129.38. Sorry if that's blurry. It's gonna come into focus for you. And you'll notice too, all cash. All cash. So I did make 2 purchases there. This may be something too that helps you to kind of stay on track. I needed more masks for my kids, and they had a box of, I think, like 50 count kids masks on sale for $4.99. And then I found 2 like Beanie Boo cloth masks I thought the kids would really like, so I got those to put in their Easter basket. And I did like a separate transaction for that, and then I paid out of my medical envelope for that, so it was $10. And then I needed more reusable bags, like shopping bags, because mine are ripping, so I got 2, and those were $1.99 each, and that came out of my buffer because we have extra money in our account. So I paid $10 cash and then put the $4 for the bags on my card. It's a little extra, but the cashiers don't care, and so I had her ring that up separately. I paid for that separately out of my medical account, and then she rang up my groceries, and I paid cash out of my grocery fund for that. So I will show you my receipt, and $14.79 for that. So 10, like I said, came out of the medical cash envelope for the masks, and then the $4.79 for the bags was debited and came out of my checking account because there's always a buffer there. So that's that. I will show you. This always helps too. Or you can just use a calculator and just kind of add it up as you go. I prefer to write the costs down maybe when I get my big obnoxious calculator. I don't know what that is. I just made the sound for you. But once I get that, maybe I'll bring it with me and I'll add that way. I just like writing it down because nothing gets your butt in check like checking in on what you're actually putting in your cart, because it's easy to throw those things in the cart, but the numbers add up fast. So we are doing really good so far. Remember, my envelope had $4.75, and we have used $129.38. So when I do all the magic math, I will put the number, what we have left, up here for you guys. But we are headed to Meijer to get the rest of our stuff, and I will take you with me. So let's go. Everybody has their own personal bugaboo. Mine, houseplants. I think some of my spending money is getting spent on this baby. It's a problem of mine, but it's not a bad problem to have, I guess. Okay, so I was totally gonna film in Meijer. I never come to this location. They're apparently under construction, and literally every person in Michigan thought that this was the Meijer that they had to be at right now. So it was a nightmare. I couldn't find anything. I was in there for a really long time, like way over an hour for the few things that I had to get. Let me get my receipt out and I will show you guys how much I spent. I was that really annoying person. I made her ring out 3 separate orders. I thought I made her. I was like forcing. Well, I mean, I kind of was, but. So I did 3 separate orders. I did my grocery order. I had to buy toiletries, and I had to buy diapers, which I never budget for, so it comes out of my miscellaneous money, but I had a really good coupon, so I was excited about that. So let me just show you. Here is my Meijer receipt. You can see. So my total was $114.24. So that's, I mean, I only have a couple other things that I have to grab, and I think I probably have to go to Walmart for those, but I'm like really way under budget this month, which is awesome. And it probably has a lot to do with our Costco haul. With the meat that I stocked up on, that makes a huge difference. That's why that's like my first suggestion. Anybody, like anytime anyone asks me what they should do with their income or their stimulus or anything like that, buy a huge haul of meat and like pantry staples, because it saves you so much money on your monthly grocery shop. So there was that, and then I bought my plant that was like the only thing that I got a video of. Was I bought a plant, and that was $18, so I took that out of my personal spending money, and then I just rang it up with the toothpaste that I bought. And then my husband and I both have bite guards that we wear at night, and you have to use like the antibacterial Effordent tabs to clean them properly, so I had to buy a box of those, and so that came to $33.88. So I took money out of my personal spending envelope and the toiletries envelope, so I have to like sort all that when I get home. My wallet is a mess. And then I got the diapers, the Honest diapers, with the miscellaneous money, so you can see that they were $25.99, and I had a $5 off coupon, and then I used that $50 bill from the miscellaneous money. But like I said, my wallet is just a wreck right now. So I have to make sense of it all when I get home. When I get home, we are doing sushi carryout. If you remember from my plan, because like I said, I absolutely do not recommend trying to make a meal when you do this, because I mean, it's 5:22. I've been gone all day. So we're gonna go home, we're gonna get carryout. I'm gonna unpack the groceries. I'm gonna do a quick haul video for you guys, and then we're done. See you guys at home. Okay, so I'm back home. I have everything laid out, so I'm just gonna walk through really quickly what I got, because I think you guys saw some of it while I was in the store. So to start over here with the meats, remember from my Costco haul, we got a ton of meat, so I didn't really feel the need to get a whole lot. We are having steak tacos one day, so I did get a steak. I needed some ground chicken, and then I needed some more cod, so I got cod. I got a couple bags of organic broccoli, and then a big bag of frozen pizza rolls. My husband likes to snack on those. I got Go-Gurts for the kids. We don't really drink milk, but what I use in cooking is the oat milk. The kids will drink it sometimes, but so this will probably last us the whole month. I got 2 more boxes of the French toast sticks. I got some whipped cream for the banana pudding trifle that I'm making for Easter. Garlic bread. I got a couple things of this organic salsa that's really good from Aldi. This is the cheese that I use when the kids have their homemade Lunchables. We only use a little bit of it, but it's hard to find at Aldi sometimes. So I grabbed 3 just to keep in my basement pantry to have on hand. I got some egg roll wraps because I like to cut these up and deep fry them for a topping when we have egg roll soup. I got some different cheeses, and this is again where I'm kind of bummed because Aldi doesn't really offer, and in fact a lot of stores don't offer different types of cheese sliced organic. Aldi only has Colby and cheddar, but I did need some provolone and some mozzarella. I got some ricotta cheese, a couple things of heavy cream. We have cinnamon rolls for breakfast. Well, the kids do, I don't. The kids have cinnamon rolls for breakfast on Sundays, so I got those. I needed a couple different spices when I went through my spice drawer, so chili powder, onion powder, and then seasoned salt. I got another backup ketchup because my kids are condiment freaks, so we go through it pretty quickly. A couple of seasoning packets because I'll be making pasta salad and Mississippi pot roast. We all really love these stir drops in our water. I love them because they are made with stevia, 0 artificial ingredients or colors, so I love those. A couple of Italian dressings, a Catalina dressing. My husband really likes the amaretto creamer for coffee. I got a couple boxes of gluten-free pastas. You guys know I stocked up last time, but I just grabbed a couple because we are going to be using a few of them, so I just want to make sure that I stay stocked up. Sriracha Mustard to put in the pantry. My kids love mustard and eat it on everything. Coconut aminos, whenever I can find it, I grab a bottle. This is the ranch that I use. It's refrigerated, and this is so good. I love it. I got a couple of these, the pineapple passionfruit fruit sticks, a gluten-free yellow cake mix that I'm going to be making to put in the trifle for dessert for Easter, and the gluten-free vanilla wafers, and then Doritos for a taco salad I'm making, feta cheese, I got hummus, some butter. We have butter, but I just want to make sure that I'm replenishing as I use, cream cheese, pine nuts, Parmesan cheese, a couple cans of garbanzo beans. I like to put those in my salads. Black olives, and I think that's it for like everything else is pretty much produce. So I got grapes, blueberries, strawberries, lots of bananas. Again, I'm making that trifle, and also my kids love bananas. Mushrooms, I got like 6 or 7 avocados, pears, cucumbers, onions. There's a spinach down here, mandarin oranges, a cabbage, a couple things of sweet potatoes. I got organic baby carrots because I'm going to make slow cooker brown sugar carrots as the side dish that I'm bringing to Easter. And then down over here, I got some gluten-free tortillas, regular tortillas, corn tortillas that are gluten-free, but the whole family will eat those. We're going to have steak tacos one night. Hamburger buns, and I have some gluten-free hamburger buns frozen, so I didn't need to get any. Hot dog rolls, however, these are really big, so I'm actually going to use them when we have our French dip sandwiches. My husband really likes to have bagels in the morning, so I got some cinnamon raisin ones. And then as far as non-grocery items, we got some more napkins. Now, the napkins and the stain remover and the Ziplocs still come out of the grocery budget. Those are part of the grocery budget. This stuff, however, was part of these 3 things are toiletries. So the denture cleansers, but those we use them to clean our bite guards. My daughter uses fluoride-free mint toothpaste. My husband prefers this toothpaste, and then I prefer to use the Tom's fluoride-free toothpaste. So we have a lot going on in the house. I bought this because I'm really sick of our soap dispenser in the kitchen, so I'm hoping that will suffice. It was on clearance for like $2.50. Again, I got, the kids needed more masks, so I got this. This came out of our medical budget, as well as these that are going to go in their Easter basket. And then finally, diapers for my son that came out of our miscellaneous budget. So I really hope that this helps you guys figure out a way to meal plan, to see the benefits of meal planning. It can be a lot of work. I would not recommend jumping right into meal planning for an entire month. I would say maybe try a week and see how that works for you, and then go from there. It took me a couple of years actually to get to where I was comfortable going for a month. So I started at a week, and then I did 2 weeks, and I stayed at 2 weeks for quite a while. So once you get comfortable and feel ready to grow and expand into a few more weeks, absolutely do that. But this is how I maintain my food budget and to eat pretty healthy. I would like to think that we eat pretty healthy. We eat pretty much gluten-free, save for some things for my kids. But I'm completely gluten-free because I have celiac. So this is how I make our $450 a month budget for groceries work, is that I definitely do that huge Costco haul when I can, and that helps kind of stretch it out throughout the year. So I hope this helped you. If you guys have any questions or any comments, please leave them down below. Otherwise, you know the deal. Hit subscribe and the bell for notifications, and please give this video a thumbs up if you liked it. It helps out my channel a ton, and I will talk to you guys in the next one. Bye.